name is Tobias Böttler. I'm from the University Hospital in Freiburg and I'm member of the Scientific Committee of EASL. So in the viral hepatitis track at this year's EASL Congress, we'll have a lot of new things coming up. There'll be phase 3 studies on hepatitis delta, for example. There'll be practice-changing news in terms of how we treat patients. There'll be information on developmental drugs that we'll be using most likely in the future. So there's going to be a lot of content, and then there's also, in terms of hepatitis C, interesting new aspects from a public health perspective. How can we achieve the goal to really eradicate viral hepatitis from the community? The most important topic, I think, at this year's viral hepatitis track is really hepatitis B and hepatitis delta. There's a lot of new drugs, new compounds that are being developed. Some of them have already found their way into clinical practice. Some of them are really on the verge of becoming new drugs that we can also use in the clinic. And that's very exciting because we know that the practice that we're doing right now is not going to be the practice in a couple of years. And to be really part of that development, I think that's really fascinating. Well, since there's so many developments and so many new drugs and so many new approaches also in terms of how we approach this disease and the different treatments that will come up in the next couple of years, I think it's very important that we can already share this with people living with this disease, because typically people living with viral hepatitis, they're very informed, they're very active, and they think about this and they already want to know, hey, how is this going to be in a couple of years? Is there going to be anything that I can expect in terms of new treatments? And it's much easier to interact with people living with this disease and this infection if you're really well informed about what is going on, what is new, what will eventually find its way into the clinic. I think the most important part is really to make sure that you look at all the news that is coming up and make sure you don't miss parts of the viral hepatitis track, and also use the online platform to maybe look at content that you've missed because you've looked at some other interesting things, because that's always the thing. We have so many interesting things going on at the same time. Use the online tools to really look at all the content that we have up. I think that's one of the most important advices that I would give to people. Well, they will take home the new developments in terms of treatment options, in terms of treatment durations, when to start a treatment, when to stop a treatment, what things need to be considered when you make these treatment decisions together with the people living with this disease. So I think there's a lot to learn, and I'm really looking forward to this. Oh, there's so many good reasons not to miss this year's Congress. First of all, it's the community that is rejoining now for the second time after COVID in a beautiful location. I think there's so many interesting topics, great science, great educational content. So if you want to be up to date with anything concerning hepatology, from basic science to clinical practice, this is the place to be. And Vienna in early summer is just beautiful. Community, science, education. I'm looking forward to seeing you in Vienna at EASL Congress 2023 this year in June.